DNA Freestyle. DNA Freestyle. DNA Freestyle. DNA Freestyle Living. DNA Freestyle Living. DNA Freestyle Living. Denine, Nyasia, and Giggles. Let's go, let's go.
Hello? You're still muted.
Am I muted?
Yep. Now we can
All
hear
right, we
you.
got 10 seconds, people. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard.
6, 5, 4,
4, 3, 2,
1.
1.
Freestyle Living. How you guys doing? Today is episode 12 with your host here, Denine, Nyasia, and myself, April, where we live, love, and laugh freestyle. Three different women, three different opinions. And on this week's show, we're going to talk about the difference between freestyle then and now. We're going to also have our question of the week from Rafi. Thank you, Rafi. Our product of the week, our show and tell, and then, of course, our latest news. So how's everybody feeling today?
Better.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy
Yes,
belated
happy
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day to everyone.
Happy Mother's Day. That's
How was
right.
your Mother's Day?
I
What
don't
did you guys do?
We had such a nice day. We went to dinner at a family restaurant, Botto's Italian Line. When you girls come to my neck of the woods, I have to take you there. It's my husband's family's restaurant. And we went there. It was my dad, my in-laws, and my aunt, and my whole family, my kids. And we just had a nice family dinner, and we gardened a little bit and just had a nice family day. How about you guys? What did you guys do?
Nice.
I went to go see Sinners.
Ooh, how was it?
I want to know.
That movie was so freaking awesome.
Who's in that?
Michael B. Jordan.
I want to go see it. I did see previews for it.
He, you go in there thinking the movie's about one thing, and then when you leave, it's like, oh shoot! So there was an understory, which is the main story, but it was he did such a great job playing himself as twins.
Ooh. Really?
Yes, and the music was, oh my god!
Now I have to go see that.
Yes, it was a very well done movie. Oh
James,
yes, definitely stay for the end credits, JW. And I teared up at the end of that.
Oh, so don't give no spoilers.
Nope.
But tell us what happened.
What
did you do?
I relaxed and I went to church and that was it. I was so nice to have a day where I forced myself not to do anything.
Look at that.
And got together with my family a few days before because it was my mom's birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday, Mama April.
Mom.
Really beautiful. I love my mom so much. And she's 82 now. So it's just every birthday is just even more and more special. So it's very nice. So how's everybody in the chat doing? Welcome back. We appreciate that you're here. Let's get to today's question of the week. So Rafi, I love that you are so you participate with us so much, and I love that so much. So Rafi's question is this: from your own music, do you have a song you feel most connected to? Why?
Oh wow, I go first, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So I've honestly, I love. I say this a lot. Then Came You, because it's the first song that I ever sang, that I ever recorded, was ever on the radio, and I think When You Talk, because I love the message. I love the message of When You Talk. It's just because I need to remember to let things la, 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 la. That's all I hear. So I love the message of that song. So those are my two favorites, I think. if I had to pick. I mean, I feel weird saying that. I kind of like your songs better than mine.
Isn't that
Like Now
funny?
and Forever is one of my favorite songs ever. So like, I feel like that resonates with me. But like, how about you, Naya? What song?
Mine would be definitely Now and Forever, obviously, because it was the first song I ever recorded. Also because it has such a strong connection with the beautiful people of Brazil, and just fans nationwide. When that song came out, it really resonated with everyone, and I just loved it. And the other song would be Time.
I love that
I
record.
think that song was written. We had none whatsoever, no idea that we were going to be doing the song. It happened right there on the spot. I went to Jenny Renee's house, and Jay Allen's was there, and Manny was like, "Hey, why don't you guys do a song?" He's already making beats upstairs. I was like, "Okay." Jenny and I and Jay, we wrote the song, and it was done. The song was written like in half an hour and recorded that same day. Everything was done that same day.
I love that.
And the message, time is all we have. You can't waste it.
This is true.
Do the best you have with the time that you have. Do the best that you can with the time that you have. So yeah, that message definitely is a great one. So those are my two favorites.
Oh, I love that.
I think you have a good point, though, Denine. It's funny that you say that because I listen to your songs and I'm like, oh, those are better. I want to sing those. Isn't that funny?
I love both your songs. Like I love.
It was funny. I was like, that's a hard song to sing.
Which one?
Now and Forever.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like legit. That's like the vocalist stuff. So
that's why I'm glad when we recorded when Willie and I re-recorded the vocals. I was like, please bring it down just a little bit. It's killing me.
Yeah, girl, you do it good. You do it well.
Yeah, that's
we re-recorded it. He just a little bit down, but but I guess that's what makes the song.
I did that when I re-recorded the songs. I went down a few steps because back in the day we would tweak up the speed a little bit too to make it sound a little different, a little more freestyle. So that also affected us. So when we would go on stage, we were actually singing along with a recording we didn't do because the recording was manipulated after we recorded it. Right. So to sing along with that was a little difficult. So when I redid it, I fixed that. But I think one of my favorite recordings, I have to go with my very, very first freestyle recording, which was Special Love, 1987.
Oh, I love that one.
And I had strep throat, 101 fever the day I recorded that, but there was no way I was going to cancel it because it was my big break, you know? And so that was exciting. And then, of course, the last song, Heart in Pieces, because it just was such a real story and a real heartbreak. And it's even when I sing that song, it's like that's the good and bad of writing your own music is you relive the feelings you had when you wrote it. So when you write a heartbreak song, unfortunately, you kind of feel it over and over again when you sing it. So, but feeling something is a good thing.
I have a song that I started recording with the Santana Twins, and I can't continue to record it because I get a lump in my throat every time I get to a certain point of the song because they wrote the song, but it hits home with someone who was a brother to me, and he he passed away. Well, let's say 5 years ago, I think it was. I'm sorry, a little more than that, and he just overnight, and he had a heart attack and he passed away. So when I sing the lyrics to the song when I was recording, I just kept thinking of his wife Kathy and him and her. Like singing these words, and I couldn't finish recording it.
Wow!
And the song's called "Love Hurts."
Oh, you have to finish that, Naya. You have to finish it.
I know he's like, "Babe, we got to finish recording the song."
Yeah, I want to hear that. Why? You have to finish that now. We need to hear the ending because it'll be his tribute.
Yeah. If I can not get all.
Well, her and I will come in the studio that day and we will cheer you on. And I will stand on my head and make you laugh. I'll bring Sal. I'll comb my weave. I'll make sure you're happy. Because I think that would be a nice tribute.
Yeah.
And to work with the Santana Twins, I think they're so talented.
Yeah. They're just so freaking awesome, those guys.
I know, Sean. It's been a minute. We all got April got sick, then I got sick, and then Nia got sick. And
It's a dominoes
We
effect.
don't even live near each other.
thank you for
Right.
for sticking with us through life is lifing. And I was telling the ladies, I know we're not following so much of a script, so I just want to throw this in. You know, this week was a hard week for my little one. I was telling the ladies backstage before we entered on, you know, the bullying thing in middle school, pre-middle school, kids are younger and they're learning how to be cruel really quickly
Mm-hmm.
in younger grades. So we've been dealing with stuff like that. But thank God I'm raising a little firecracker. So
That's
Yes.
right. He'll be fine.
yeah, he's gonna be good. Like what did you say, April? It's a good life
This
lesson.
is training ground for later.
I like that.
Oh, middle school is no joke. I mean, what they're learning
Whoa.
today, they're learning to deal with humans now so that they could deal with humans later. It's definitely, but I just wanted to go
I
back
think-
one
I
step.
think there's. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think that there's, from what I see out here, I think there's less involvement with the teachers, trying to keep order in their classrooms,
Oh
because these kids nowadays are, it's insane sometimes the stuff that you hear and
Oh.
see. So I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to be a teacher at this age in this
No.
time.
No.
No, I praise teachers, policemen, doctors. I give them credit because it's not an easy climate to be a parent. It's very hard to listen, ladies. My son's 11, and I know you guys have teenagers, and Naya, I know you help raise your grandbaby who's around the same age as Sal. It's a different world than when we were growing up. So, which is a good segue for then and now, because I think then and now, even with music and life,
Yes.
because life be lifing tough when
Yeah.
they're younger. And
Yes.
bullying, it does it. And I hate to say this, but I have to say a lot of the parents that I've dealt with this week and with this certain situations have been very open and have done what I think I would do as a parent. Try to learn. We want to learn through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Learn something.
You work through it.
Good.
And I agree with Sean saying, you know, it comes from shitty parenting. I would say for the most part, but you also have kids that are drawn into the peer pressure and they feel the need to fit in, so they'll go and do that. But when they're home, they don't do that around the parents because you know the parents are going to beat the crap out of them if they try it. So they try to do that shit in school. Excuse me. They try to do that stuff in school and say, "Oh well, he was doing it, and I don't know. I went along with it."
And it's sad because a lot of these kids now don't have that structure at home and can't talk to their parents. And school was always a safe haven and their teachers could intervene. They can't do that now. They have to be very mindful. And it's sad, but that was something that we were dealing with. So thank you to everybody who kind of sticks with us and understands that our life sometimes. Hi, DJ Tomate. I love you. Happy belated birthday. He's a big supporter of all of us. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody for understanding that sometimes life gets in the way, but we're going to be consistent and be here throughout the summer. And I love you, Bridget. Bridget's such an advocate of DNA. She better be coming to that Staten Island show.
Yes, Bridget.
That's our first performance.
Yes, Bridget. Because I met Bridget, right?
Yeah, you met Bridget a few times. Yep.
I didn't meet you there, but you know, I had no makeup on. I probably had my hair in a bun.
You're still hot, Mama. You're still hot. Both of you are. You're hot, mamas.
Yeah, I'm hot, all right. We get hot flashes.
Hot flashes, right? I don't want to miss the opportunity to thank Rafi for his question of the week.
Thank you.
Rafi,
Yes, thank you
very
Rafi.
much. We just love that. So now, Rafi, since you're on such a roll, we should just make you the question of the week guy. So thank you. All right. So the main topic, freestyle then and now. So freestyle recording in the studio versus now was so different. I would drive all the way to New York City. Now I can record in my house. We would make the show tapes with cutting them with razor blades and tape as opposed to using the computer. So talk a little bit about recording back then, your first recording, and a little bit about how you planned your show tapes as well back then.
Well, me recording back then, first of all, I thought the process was so much more fun because we've got in the studio. You better be coming. Staten Island, June 21st, people, put it in your calendars. Um, I used to go in the studio with Adam and Rob and Gino, and we would write as we went. We would
Oh,
write,
wow.
and we would just stay because we had access to our studio. So that was fun. And it was all reel to reel. And everything was edited, spliced together, and
Yep.
so much cooler than. And our show tapes, honestly, I have some of them here. Most of them, we didn't change them the way, Martin and Gino love to change our show tapes every other show, which is
No.
great because we love that. But
I have
we,
a Texas
I
one,
feel
Florida.
I feel like my show tape was the same because you didn't have social media. And listen to this, jump back, people. We wore the same outfits, maybe twice, because you didn't have social media, so you were able to do the same show tape in different cities. And I don't know how you ladies work with, but I did. I had one. I remember my one show outfit. It was a spandex, hideous outfit that had leopard. Because I was from Jersey, I had leopards. But I thought that was the cutest thing. So the clothing was off, and my show tape was. I remember it was Moments of Love because Adam loved that. That don't every show. Then it would go into Then Came You. We would do I Remember You, Can't We Try, Love of a Lifetime. He would do Diana, Gangster Love, and then we would close with I'll Be Loving You and All Cried Out. So that was our show tape, and we did that all over the country for a good 3 years.
Wow, that's a lot of that. Those are freaking phenomenal songs.
I mean, I was lucky. He gave me a really boost. So I was
What
lucky.
about you, Naya? Recording then versus now and show tapes back then.
So, yeah, I was always the only girl at the recording sessions. So I would have like Willie Valentine, Michael Bertone. I would have the guy who wrote Who's Got Your Love, Wilfredo. And then all the guys I used to hang out with, Clear Touch was always there. And then it was like Ellis Pacheco, Elvin Molina,
That's the name from the
Mickey
band.
Garcia, and Matt Ficini, who wrote I'm the One. And I was always the only girl. And I was always driving them because I was the oldest from all these other guys. So it was like, yeah. So I was like, come on, guys, I don't know how to get there, and I don't want to get there by myself. And we didn't have GPS.
What did we had
Like, I was MapQuest, or call Mickey and be like, okay, what do I do? What exit do I get off? What's the landmark? That kind of stuff. And we would get there, and George Anthony, he was always helpful. He was always be in the vocal booth with me. So it was fun. It was fun. And I love recording. Recording to me is so much fun, but I don't know, things now is like more digital as opposed to back then, which is more analog, and more live instruments. Because for Heal My Broken Heart, Mike Dorello played the guitar live. He was like, the guitar riffs, and it was great to see that. And those 24-hour lockdowns in the studio to master and mix and all that stuff, and like you said, the edits and all that stuff.
so
And
fun.
show tapes, yeah, the reel-to-reels, those are a doozy to carry around on the plane.
Yeah.
The DAT tape, we had the DATs.
I was like, yeah, and then when I started, it was reel-to-reel, and then it came into the DAT tapes.
Yeah.
So I have a whole bunch of those too. And then progress. Things got so easy now. There's just in a flash drive. Here you go.
I love it.
There's the
Or
music.
email.
And I just think with everything in life, as it progresses, it gets easier and easier to the point where you just forget how it was.
Yeah.
How it started out and how rough it was to record back then.
You're right.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
definitely different.
Yeah.
And there was a
And you,
lot of
April, because you went from recording, you went from recording and then you sang in the band, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
So that's got to be,
I love singing live. So to me, it was like the band was really my most favorite thing to do because I'm not in the studio. There's no restraints. It's you just perform. One of the things that came to me when you were talking about the reel to reels is I did a show in Chicago and the reel to reel was on. I'm on the stage and I'm singing. All of a sudden the music stopped, right? Nothing. So I'm just
No.
singing like what happened. I'm sure we've all been in this situation back in the day. And I kept singing. And I see my road manager in the DJ booth. Why are you not doing? The reel popped off and went in the DJ booth and unrolled. So there was my show. And he's just like rolling it up. He's looking at me. He's rolling it up and looking at me. And I'm like, oh no, I guess I'll keep
going, girl. Keep going. I bet you did.
It was funny. I mean, we would go on the plane with like a reel to reel, a DAT tape. It was pretty funny. Now you're right. We put it on a USB.
Do you like it better now? Do you like that better now? The convenience of that?
Oh, 100%. Like
Yeah.
I put my show on the USB today. It was simple and easy. Where back then, I made all my show tapes back then with razor blades and tape.
You did that by yourself?
All by myself.
See, you're amazing like that. You are. I don't know if I could take all that on top of performing.
and that's time consuming.
Yeah,
Yes,
you could though. You could if you had to, and that's what I had to.
Wow.
I wanted a great show tape. I had to make it. So I
And
made
you
it.
still do, girl. And
Willie
you
Valentine
still
used to do my show tapes.
And I still. What is that?
Willie Valentine used to do my show tapes.
Really? I would have loved that. My show probably would have been even better. But
Oh, Willie.
yeah, I
Somebody
made them.
wrote that. Who's your
Oh,
favorite?
Tomate said, ladies, where was the favorite club you guys performed at?
We can make that a good question for next week. Take all these
Ooh.
questions and let's put them on.
I got them all. I'm starring them all.
All right, awesome. All right, so let's see. I also had on here. We went anywhere and ended up in places that were sketchy back then, as opposed to now where we can vet the promoter and we know where we're going. Went to a club in California years ago. There was a riot in the parking lot. Never got out of the car. Never did the show. Got back on the plane and went home because you didn't know what situations you were getting in. Go ahead, ladies, weigh in. I'm sure you've been there.
Yep.
Detroit. I remember being in Detroit. I remember being at Las Alegre, Amana. Was it San Antonio, Gino? I think it was San Antonio, and there was a big fight in the audience. They had horses, and there was like a fight that it's scary. But I still think there's moments where you get off a plane sometimes, even when I've been. And I have to tell you, being to Brazil and Nya's been there, I felt more safe in Brazil and Colombia sometimes than I did in areas close to my house. I have to be honest, like Philly, I think New York is a great place to perform. Everybody just wants to see that. Yeah, it was gangs, a lot of gangs in Detroit. In Detroit, and they listen, they didn't want cause me no harm, but like lately, hi Marla's in the room, Giggly Puff, hi
Giggly Puff, I love that.
Giggly Puff. And I remember being in the audience and they told Adam, being on the stage, and they told Adam to take, he had a bandana on, it was the wrong color. They said,
yes. In Detroit, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
In Detroit.
He was like, he goes, that is not the color that you need to be wearing. He was like, and, and I'm not even going to say why he had the headband on, but he didn't want it. Like Gino calls her Giggly Poo. I call her Giggly Puff.
That's funny.
She's our giggly, but yeah, no, it was bad. That was scary. That was a scary thing back then.
Yeah, because you didn't know what the promoters were. You were nobody. Yeah. What about you, Mel?
I did a show in Detroit as well, and it was I don't know. I've been the guinea pig of a lot of shicey stuff, but it was.
I knew you could handle it, girl.
It was a couple of gangs that put the show together to do like an intervention or something like that, like a unity type of thing, like a gang unity. I don't know. And I thought I was going to get initiated. So I was like, oh, okay, let's do the show. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.
See you when I see you.
Yeah. And that's just 2 years ago. I did a show somewhere and we left the show to go to a well-known promoter's little club. So we go over there, and we're there for like, first of all, we're sitting in front of the DJ booth, and there was a gentleman sitting there, and like the laser lights were like right in front of him, and it's, you know, the laser lights are like going like this, and I'm like, I'm looking at Martin, I'm like, holy crap, this guy, he's gonna come out of here freaking blind with all those laser lights. Oh, he gets up with a walking stick. He was blind.
Oh,
He had on shades, and I thought he had on shades because of the laser lights. I'm like, why are you sitting there with shades on if it's gonna mess you up? And he was just blind. So I felt like shit, you know. But then,
Well, you didn't know.
so the promoter that took us from the other from the main club to the little club, he comes over, he sits down, he goes, okay, don't be alarmed, but we're gonna have to stay here for about an hour. I said, why do we have to stay here for an hour? I thought you went outside to call an Uber. 3 Ubers canceled. They didn't want to come into the area.
wow.
And then I said, so can we just, you know, hail down a cab outside? He said, no, you don't want to go outside right now. There was a couple being pummeled outside. So we were locked inside the club.
Oh, wow.
That's
A
terrible.
couple, and a couple, a man and a woman. They were
Really?
getting jumped.
Oh, geez.
Then we get back to the hotel after we finally got an Uber to come, brave enough to come get us. We drive back to the hotel. We're sitting in the lobby just talking, me and some other artists and the promoter, whatever. And apparently, one of the people that was standing in the lobby before we left is missing.
Oh.
Nobody knows where the woman is. They called the cops. The next morning, they found her sleeping in the trunk of the promoter's SUV, drunk out of her mind.
There's backstory here.
No, but before the morning comes, my husband and I take the elevators, go back to the room. It's like maybe 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. We're taking the elevator, going back upstairs. We get out of the elevator, and there's this man, butt naked, walking towards us.
Look at
He's like swinging in the air, you know. And my husband like puts his hand in front of me like this. I go back, and he's like, "What the f are you doing?" And the guy was like totally out of it. He must have been drugged up on something. And my Martin was gonna he was gonna blow his top. So I said, babe, let's just go into our room. We went to the room. We called the concierge downstairs to send security upstairs, and the cops gave us a whole mess. I could not wait to leave this place.
It is scary because you're putting yourself out there, and we don't know sometimes. And I don't want nobody to get offended by what we're saying, but it's like sometimes you do have to watch your safety. Like I watch TikTok, and I see these living in a van going cross country. I don't want to sleep in a van in the middle of. You got to hear some of the stories. Oh, we got blocked in. Hi, Giovanni. Like I'm not putting myself. I want to come home. So we're older now too. Don't you think age from then and now, your age when you're younger, you're a little bit less like what's ignorance is bliss. You don't know any better, so you just go. Your eyes are all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Now I proceed with caution.
Yes.
Everything that I do. And I think that makes it different for me too. Like you ladies, I'm very close to, but I'm very like weird even about letting certain people into my circle now, because you do have to worry about trusting people to where you live. And like some people do not have good intentions. I've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
I think we do need to come to Los Angeles, Rafi, because I want to meet you.
Rafi, I will call you.
Yes.
Here's another thing. The way the music was distributed back then. I mean, everybody knows this, but I had to put it on the list. I mean, we were selling vinyls out of the trunk.
Love it. Made more money.
Everything was delivered by hand. Every single vinyl was either picked up in a store or delivered by hand. Now, of course, we're digital, and it's just so different.
Sure.
Very different.
Here's another one. Denine, you touched on this before. I wanted to mention this still. Clothing back then, you would wear one thing for all of your shows. Now we are wearing something new for every show. We were talking about this before, like how much do we budget per show? You can't go spend your whole paycheck on an outfit. But back in the day, I mean, I had the zebra. You were the leopard. I was the zebra.
Yeah, I was
Black and white
like,
zebra.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Same outfit.
High hair, no Spanx, no
Right?
girdle back then. It's
I
like
think that was back then. I didn't recycle my outfits back then.
You did.
I didn't. I
did.
I had something new for every show, and I think I recycle more now than I did back then.
I'm
Wow.
gonna have to start recycling because it's getting a little costly. It is, and I love fashion. I'm a shoe whore. I love shoes.
Oh yeah, me
But
too.
it gets expensive. I mean, and I don't know, April. I know you get the Janelle. Janelle got number one on CPR's countdown. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl.
Nice.
I'm so proud of her. We were just talking about this too because she'll send me pictures because Janelle has great fashion sense, and she'll send me pictures of her outfits. And fashion is very different now. I feel like we've all aged better, and we dress more appropriate now for stage. Sometimes I would wear jeans, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, I'm doing these big arenas, and I know you ladies were doing them too, and they didn't give me the memo that this was like a concert. Like my hair was
Yes.
a little dye. Not that you're not going to get the same Denine, but you're still going to get that same show. But back then, I was like, oh my god! And you didn't double pack. You did not double pack. You had one outfit for each thing or whatever you did. That's the only thing. Like, I wish I could have went back and made better fashion choices. Have
Yeah.
you seen some of my covers?
That was for me too. But I think don't
Because every
back
cover's
on
there.
the plaid shirts we wore in the second grade thing.
What's his face like?
Here's
Angry
another
Wolf.
one. Things that haven't changed. And then I had
Well,
to making this list because I got to get some of my pet peeves out. All right, here's April's list of things that haven't changed. A lot of the sound systems are still terrible.
Yep.
A lot of the sound systems are the same speakers from back in the day when we were singing back then and no monitors, and now we're still going out and singing in the sound system. It sounds like this.
And they want to know why we don't sing with a TV track because you're blowing your vocal cords.
Terrible. That hasn't changed. And here's the other thing. I only had two on the list. Logistically, traveling is very tiring.
Oh my god.
Well, we're older.
Getting to the airport, from the airport.
If you have 3 shows in the tri-state area, not so much. Not forget about the flying, but if you have 3 shows that same night in the tri-state area, and you're like rushing in the limo from one show to the other, trying to get there on time. Oh,
you know what I find to be very odd nowadays, and I would love promoters to weigh in on this, or any DJ in the room, or even the fans. Years ago, promoters worked together. If we were going to Texas, a promoter from one area, say like Austin, would call somebody from San Antonio, would call somebody from Dallas, and they would all get together, and everybody would be like, okay, Denine's coming out with Collage on the 9th. I'll split the airfare and hotel and this and all this. And we would get to go to these places and go for a week and tour all across that part of the country, and promoters work together. Now they work against each other, which is what I found. Maybe not so much in New York and Philly, because I feel like we do work together. Well, sometimes.
Look at that face.
Sometimes. I know.
Screenshot.
Ruthie, 100 days after, 100 days before, can't do nothing. You sign your life away 3 months ahead of time. It's weird. So,
it's like they can make the money, but the artist can't. Like, it makes no kind of sense.
It's weird. Like, why is everybody not working together? Like, it's not. I know, girl. Mixed DJ, you city DJ, you know what I mean, though. Back then, we went somewhere, everybody cut the cost, and it was a third. Now it's like benefit 500. They want you to like get to the other side of the freaking world for like $1,000 plus your hotel and your food. And I'm like, okay, then I'm coming home with like 50 cents. So we want to get to you. We want to get to you, but it has to. We can't leave our families and spend.
On the other hand, I personally think that back then promoters treated artists better. And I'm speaking from experience, except a few that I've worked with now, who are phenomenal with how they take care of the artist. But there are a few that it's like, okay, I booked you for the show, get yourself there. Yeah, huh? What?
Like, how am I getting there? Walking? Are we backpacking through?
Back then you go in the back, there would be a big spread of food and drinks and whatever. It was a happy place. It was, you felt like you had the excitement because they were treating you as an artist, and you brought that on stage. And I was like, you have to bring that yourself now, because it barely exists out there.
Why do you think?
I think everyone got very complacent, and I think everyone, and that's me speaking personally. I just think everyone knows an artist, right? So they're like, oh yeah, I can get this artist. This guy, I've been booking him for years and whatever, and they get real comfortable. Don't forget, they're still an artist.
Yeah,
they're still there, and you're making money off that artist. They're there to perform for your show. So, it's not a lot to ask if you go and, make them feel welcome.
I agree.
And it's so simple. I will say, just to shout out John Camacho in El Paso. It's one of the nicest promoters. I got to the room. There was a flower. There was a T-shirt from El Paso. That's all. It made me feel like, wow, this guy's like, just cares that I felt a little settled in.
It's those little things, because
you're that shirt all the time. I never forget the guy. I messaged him last week, and it's just a beautiful thing.
I agree, Elvis.
Oh, limo. We have to. Honestly, I remember one promoter not too long ago left me in the lobby of a hotel. Didn't put my name under the room, so I couldn't get in my room. He was at a baseball game on the other side of town. Knew I was coming in, paid me to come in, had a show. And I'm thinking, my husband was like, we just want to be able to get in the room and relax a little bit. I don't want to put you out. I don't need you to throw rose petals at my feet. I want to just go in my room, but I couldn't get in my room. And he's like, well, I'll get there. The game's almost done. My husband's like, you'll leave the game. Like, we drove ourselves from the airport to the hotel. Like, we tried to take as much, but again, I think maybe we're making it a little bit too not easy, because we want to do it for our fans. We want to get there for the freestyle family. I want to perform for
right. You got to see where the line, where you draw the line. Do you become a major diva while you're out there?
Yeah.
Or do you just roll with the punch and be like, oh, okay, but then they get used to you doing that.
Yeah, that's
At one time, my husband and I got picked up by a promoter, and it was in a personal vehicle, which that's fine with me. I don't need a limo to pick me up. As long as it has 4 tires and gas and air conditioning and gets me to my hotel, I'm good. But you got clothing in the back seat on the floor. You got French fries. You got a baby bottle.
How about the lady that drove me home?
Like, what the hell is this?
3 kids in the back seat at 2:00 in the morning. I'm like rocking a baby to sleep. I swear to God, it's my husband.
Wow.
And I'm like, these poor babies are out at 2:00 in the morning. And listen, she was so sweet. It wasn't her fault. She was trying to help. But I'm thinking, this poor woman is, because a lot of these promoters, not any of you that we've dealt with over and over, a lot of these promoters are, and again, I'm not trying to insult anyone. They almost are fans that just want to bring you to their club, and don't know really how to run a show. We had a great show when we went to Texas together, and I'm hoping that the 3 of us can go back to that one. That gentleman was so great. He got us food, like it was very culture oriented, like we were embellishing the moment.
Yeah,
that to me, and it was simple things. It wasn't, he got takeout, but it was so cool. Like, it wasn't expensive, but we appreciate it.
We didn't alienate people and went off on our own to do our own thing while everyone else is there. And that's what I loved about it. And I think that's what people see a lot from us, is that, I always get, oh, Nyasia's so down to earth. I
You
don't need
are.
to be up here. I don't need to be up here. What for? I
You
can't
are.
see you when I'm up here. I like
That's
to be
right.
here and I can see you in your face. I can look in your eyes. We can talk like this. We can share food. We
Yeah.
can have a drink. Up here,
We had a
what's
ball.
yeah.
It was
I
fun. Like
mean,
we were doing our sound
I,
check. And I love
like
traveling with Naya. That's why I love traveling with you because we have fun. We laugh. And that's why I'm looking forward to the day that we three are together because I don't think promoters would be ready. And not for the reasons that we would be divas.
I
I
don't
think they
even
would,
think Gino's ready.
no, he hides from us. I
Yeah,
got
he
his
does.
number,
He
girls, and I
hiding
know
Gino.
where he lives.
Yeah, and JJ knows she traveled with me for the past year. She knows how some of the promoters, like she said, some of the smaller promoters are the ones that are not so popular. They go out of their way to make sure that you as an artist remember your
The
experience
experience.
with them.
Yeah. It is an experience, and we're like leaving our, you leave your house, you get out, you're on the plane, you get out of the plane, you do sound check, you do the show, you go back to the hotel, you go back home.
Yes.
It's a whirlwind. You're not like laying by the pool, getting a massage. You're not doing any of that. You're like in, out. So it's like to get a little bit of the culture, get a little bit of like getting to
Yes.
know the people, getting to know the promoter is such a beautiful gift because you're homeless. You're not at home.
Yeah.
You're in this foreign land. So the last thing I have on this topic was not having the correct access to fans back in the day. And there, like a system wasn't really developed. It was scary. We don't really have that yet, but that's why we created DNA Freestyle Living, is because we're going to create the bridge between the artists and the fans.
Yeah.
And because it didn't exist back then, and we really do want to create that. So when we're at the shows, we want to learn about you. We want to hear about you.
We want you to come up to us and talk to us and ask us
Unless you're
questions.
weird. If you're really weird, then
Yeah, I
no.
don't need you sniffing me because some people.
All right, so let's go to show and tell. We all had this show and tell idea, and then Denine said, "Why don't we do vocal health?" And I love this. I mean, I don't know if anybody's a singer out there, but if you want to know how we take care of our vocal cords, how we stay singing, here it is. Denine, roll it out.
So honestly, for me, I'm not going to lie. As you get older, we lose our vocal range sometimes. No matter how many vocal exercises you do, you got to stay hydrated. Hydration is the key. Allergies are horrible. So I went to my ENT and I was like, I have polyps. I know it. He's like, no, you don't have. It was a her. I'm sorry. She said, you don't have polyps. You have really bad allergies and you're older, so your vocal cords are thinning. So she gave me a lot of good tips and tricks to try to help. One is an antacid. So simply just take a lot of it is acid reflux. Acids in your throat hurt your vocal cords. So that's one way. And a good allergy pill. I choose Flonase because it helps. So here's my little regimen. Every time I have to go in the studio or sing, I like to vocal steam my throat. And this is just a Vicks, $35. This is the one I use at home. And all I do is breathe in that steam. And I'd like to do it for like 10 to 15 minutes in increments. But I do have the vocal mist, it's called. Now, the vocal mist is in my suitcase, so I couldn't show it to you. I'll bring it out next week. That is a nebulizer that you breathe in. And it was like maybe $100 on called Vocal Mist. And you could go on vocalmist.com if you're a singer. But a simple one like this, low cost, $35, same thing. Steam is the best thing to hydrate your vocal cords. The idea is to keep them hydrated and lubricated. The other thing with lubrication, when you're lubricating your vocal cords,
And just to stop you right there, just so anybody's listening, hot steam, few hours before you singing, don't do hot steam and then sing. You can do cold steam and then sing, but you can't go right from hot to singing. Just so you, I don't
well,
want
the hot steam is to kind of loosen up any kind of phlegm or anything that's going on in your throat before you sing. You're right. And the cool steam is the vocal mist, and that just hydrates your vocal cords. It makes them fold. So these are personally some of the things I use. Some of the sprays they're non-toxic, they're vegan, they're safe for your throat. This is one that a lot of singers use.
What's it called?
You say it?
Yeah, what is it called?
Voice. There's different ones. This one's called Voice 37. This is something you just take. It's a lubrication. It's almost like a licorice. taste, but this goes right. You can do as much as you want or as little. Shoot it right down.
And when do you do that? Right before the show or the
I do
morning?
it before, during, and after.
Wow.
I put this in my water when I go on stage, and that's another myth. Never drink cold water, ice water before you sing. You really do have to drink room. I remember when Johnny O said it when we were in Brazil, and I'm like, oh, he's the diva. All he said was, "Don't give me cold water," and it was to keep his throat.
Yeah,
But
because it'll freeze.
this stuff is great, and I thought it was bullshit. But a singer on that, Cheryl Porter, is a vocal coach,
Yeah.
and I love her. She uses this. They have all different brands on. I'm going to link all this in the comments.
What does it say? Singers what?
Well, this one is lemon and honey. I have another one that kind of, listen, it's all about lubrication. And Martin, I know you're in the background. Don't you dare get weird. Don't
You went outside.
So do you do this as
Oh,
well?
I know that man. He's like, come on, girl. Come on. He's looking at you. He's got those bedroom eyes. So I love this. This is really good.
When do you do that?
I do this before, during, and after.
So do you put that in the water with the other stuff?
No, I spray this
Oh, that's a spray.
right on. That. So I'm lubing it up with this. I'm lubing it up with this. This, okay, this is the holy grail for singers. 2 holy grails: zinc, elderberry, and vitamin C for good throat health. This is every day. Take this every day. It's on Amazon. Most singers use it. It's a good combination for good throat health. My ENT told me about it. And this, Manuka honey.
I hear so much about that lately. So what do you do with that? You just
So the Manuka honey, honestly, I put it in my tea with throat coat tea. So a lot of people think when they drink throat coat tea that's like, it's not. I see you, JJ Lube. Keep laughing. Lube it up, girl. Lube it up. Got to keep it moist. This I like to take like a little bit, put it in my honey, like just throughout, like if I'm recording. But this I'll just do straight teaspoon. So a lot of times with allergies, you can even get local honey. It's really good because it has all that, get the allergens. That's what this is. This is good for throat. I don't know if you girls remember this, the little basket I gave you girls.
Yeah, I still have mine in the thing.
This is really good. It's for throat support.
What is that called?
So this is called immune support. It's the propolis. So this is like allergens. Like you're actually spraying it because it's giving you that like immunity against allergens in your throat. And this is all the stuff that you really need to do when you're a singer, because this is our instrument and we get tired, we get hoarse. And I hate to say this, as you get older, everything starts to thin in your vocal cords and nowhere else. I wish my belly and my ass got skinnier, but it don't. But my vocal cords do. And you got to really do your vocal warm-ups. I know April and Nya do them, but I'm not as good with that. Do you do the trills,
Yes.
all that?
Oh yeah.
I
If I
think
do
it's
nothing else, I do that.
Yeah, right. I mean, and stay hydrated. Drink.
That's
No
always
alcohol. No alcohol before shows.
you have to pee at the club and then there's no place to pee. I always find that
Right there.
very
Or pee
challenging.
on stage, April. Pee on stage. Let it go. Let it
Go
go.
ahead. Don't worry about it. Nyasia, vocal health. What do you have for us?
Hi, Gigi.
It's kind of like the same thing. It's called vocal ease.
So good.
So I did a show at the Taj Mahal, and the drummer from the band, I was hoarse, and hey Jesse B, Venus,
See you this weekend.
he had lent it to me, and then after I used it, he goes, you know what, just keep it, and I've been using it ever since, and that was like maybe 15 years ago. 12
Wow.
years ago.
And
And when do you do it before the show?
Right before when I'm standing on the side, especially with Now Forever, because it's such a high pitched song. Now and with all because I try to dance with the dancers, so my energy is like, and so I definitely spray 2 of these into the back of my throat.
Interesting.
Does that lube you up?
It lubes it all up.
That's very good. So I'll add to that. So when I sing, my mouth gets dry when I'm nervous. And this was like $5.
Love
Dry
that.
mouth lozenges.
Where did you get that at?
Anywhere. I got it on Amazon, like everything else in my.
And it helps because I do that. My mouth gets really dry.
Right? It can really, my mouth gets dry. So this seems to help a lot. They're just these little, lozenges, and that's it. Put them in my bag and go. The other thing that's been really amazing is my vocal doctor. I don't know if you guys know Scott Kessler.
Oh,
Okay, this is called Kessler's Vapors, and I don't know what's in it really. Eucalyptus, some kind of stuff, but I put a few drops of this in water. I use a funnel, and then I'll breathe in all of the stuff. This guy's worked with everybody from Mariah, Bon Jovi, Barry Manilow.
send that to me. That's amazing. Does it
I
help?
really trust this a lot. He's retired, but if you guys do want to get a hold of him, he does still sell these, and he's an amazing doctor. So yeah, I mean, vocal health is so important for us. We have to stay, ready to go and do these shows after you've been on a plane for 6 hours or traveling for 11 hours. And people expect us to get off that plane, look pretty, and sing like a bird. It's not easy. I think as the older we get too, the more of a challenge that it is. But speaking of pretty, how is that segue? Good?
I like it. I was good.
Speaking of,
Nice blend.
we all love Giggles and her products, and she sent to us, which I love the initiative that she has. She sent us her new lip stain lip gloss.
Yeah, yes.
This
I
is
love the
beautiful.
packaging.
Why you guys have one and I have three?
Of course you do.
I need
So-
more.
I love lippies.
So this is on the idea of, instead of the stain that outlines the lips, this is just little inside stain lip gloss. It's beautiful. The formula is beautiful. And remembering correctly that all of Giggles stuff is vegan and healthy and really
Let me see, where's my
And I love the savage businesswoman that she is. She's like always, she's like doing mortgages. So this goes with your pH. Apparently, when it does have lip plumping. Oh, try that. I want to.
black. Go
Let's
ahead.
see. So this is
it's kind of like a mercury purple.
So it changes with your pH in your body. Mine is probably black like my soul. Let's see. Come on. I love. Ooh, April. That's erotic. Look at you. I don't know what that looks like.
It's interesting because it's got like this tingly
Like a peppermint type of thing.
Yeah.
Please go. And Giggles is in the room. You can go to her website, freestylegirl.com.
Oh, and can we talk about, she has the best shirts. I don't care if we have
They
shirts.
are.
Her
They're
shirts are the
comfy.
best.
I need to
So
know.
this one is called Nightfall Pink.
So what does it turn? Did you put it on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have pretty lips. Pretty lips.
You kill me.
Yeah, it looks
Can you
nice.
look me up?
It looks
I
nice.
love it. Listen, can I be honest with you? I'm addicted to this. Smells good.
And this one's Hot Crush.
All I use is her lip stuff now.
So please,
Love
go
it.
support
The last
her.
gloss she sent me is just my favorite. I just love it.
This one's Marla's Vibes.
I think. What do I have? Oh, so do I. That's what I have.
What color do I have? Oh, I have Hot Crush.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you do. Let me say,
That's this one.
beautiful, and it looks good on you, April. It's nice with your hair color. It's like a
Thank
red almost, which I
Thanks.
like. So now it'll last, and mine turned to pink, which I love. You know, pink's my signature color, but I do love the tingle of it.
Yeah, I'm still tingling. It's interesting how you got pink from that and I got red from that.
Really, you did.
Do you
At your
have the same
age.
color? Yeah, because it goes by your pigment.
Yeah,
Isn't that interesting?
that is so interesting. My pH is so different from you. So I'm using Hot Crush and mine went from this color to that.
I mean, that's a pretty shade of pink.
Mine looks like a mauve.
It does.
Yeah.
I like it.
And you started with Hot Crush too?
No, the midnight, the dark purple black one.
Marla, beautiful job on the formula on
And the
this.
packaging is beautiful.
Yes.
Very clear, very clean.
Now we can't forget, Marla. Thank you so much because they're lovely. They
Yep.
feel good, and no animals were harmed.
Yep. and the
But we
profit
also have
things.
We can't forget our friend J.W. Belmonte.
And he
He
finished
said we've
chocolates.
been
Before April, your chocolates are still in my refrigerator.
Yes.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh!
Life
so
is lifing.
this is what he did for us.
Oh, I want mine.
I'm going to send
Right?
it this week. I promise.
And then in the back it has our little saying.
I want to
Oh,
eat it. So
that's
next
so
week,
great.
let's eat that next week live on the air.
There it is.
Sounds good to me.
Oh,
We
that's
gotta get more food into this show.
Look how
we
cute
do.
this is.
I love
And then
it.
this is his. These are his.
Gigi, can you make me an outfit with that color?
Look at that.
Oh my God.
What? I want that.
I'm going to send it to you.
Way too far for my satisfaction at the moment.
Where do you get the lippies or the chocolates? The lippies you get at freestylegirl.com. And JW is in the room. He makes all the chocolates. Everything is, he's the same too. Very clean. Everything I think is
Delicious.
Right? Oh,
Everything is delicious. That's all we need to know. Who cares
The,
about
lippy,
the
the lippies taste delicious. The chocolate tastes delicious.
We are delicious.
Yes, JW, here they go. These are the chocolate Oreos.
beautiful. Look at
Wow.
the packaging.
So
How
good.
cute his slogan is make room for dessert. I love that.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. I support. Thank you so much, JW. We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're closing segment talking about the t-shirts. We have a couple left. Denine, what is your latest news? I guess before we talk about that, before we wrap up, we should talk about, we have a big show together June 21st. It's going to be the very first DNA show. You guys don't want to miss it. Just saying.
So if you do, and here we are, here's our booking information. If you want to book DNA for your next event, we are available. Obviously, we're all available separately and together. We would love to start doing more, obviously, shows together. So if you want to just reach out to DNA Freestyle Living at gmail.com. And then we have our merch that we want to, push as much. We're going to have a special exclusive jersey that we're going to be wearing for our June show. And we're working along with 418, which is great. But if you want to support us, and June 21st, we're going to have some exclusive merch there. We're trying to branch out. It's not listen, everybody's very busy, and we're all trying very hard to give as much and dedicate as much time to this as we can. But our show, we're going to be working on. That's our first priority. Right. So we want to give you something different. I think we're going to knock it out of the park. So get tickets. It's Paradise Island, June 21st, DNA, first official show. So I'm excited, girls. I don't know about you, but
very excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody, all my local friends, and
I can't wait to bump into each other on stage.
I can't wait to kiss you with my lips.
I'll put lippies on you. You put lippies on me.
We are going to be doing something different where we're going to be doing something different. That's all I'm going to say is we're trying right now to really
have too many ideas right now for this.
So many. And when you get the three of us together, sometimes it's a little bit ADD, like people start twitching. Gino, when I say people, I mean Gino starts.
Gino.
Gino's got to write the check.
Gino, Vince, Martin. They'll say in the back like
Winnie. Poor Winnie's like running around saying, my mommy's going crazy right now. But we're going to have fun.
So what latest news do you guys have? Any late new news?
Well, I'm excited. I know I feel like I've been talking a lot tonight, but I'm very excited for my new record, Army. The remixes, Willie's coming out with a mix. We have the Scene Kings working on a dance mix. Wow. Gino and Mig are working on a mix that is just unbelievable. Every time I hear it, it just becomes more and more apparent that this is just probably the greatest record that I've ever had the pleasure of recording. So I'm just excited the Duchess is in the room. Hi, girl.
What's up, Duchess?
Yes, Sean, the three of us were at Adelphia, but we weren't on stage together. This show's going to be different because it's just us. And we're going to be interacting in a different way than what you guys are used to. So yes, we were together, but this is going to be different. So that's my news. And I just, shows. I have a show Friday night. in Levittown in Pennsylvania. I have the flyer on my page. Mary Louise is in the room if she wants to put that up. Gino, if you want to put up the ticket information for that, it's myself and DJ Slice this Friday. It's
Nice.
a local show, so if you're in the Philadelphia area or New Jersey, come on out. The ticket information, I will put everything on my page. So how about you, Naya? I know you're always going somewhere. Or doing something.
I have the Hard Rock in Daytona Beach with
Wow.
Information Society. I have Toronto, Canada. I have hopefully San Antonio in between. No, June 21st with you guys, and hopefully San Antonio after that, and New Orleans. Yeah, I forget all the ones.
So we go on Linktree. Your Linktree has everything, right?
Yes.
I'm in Florida this weekend. I'm excited, and
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah, I'm very excited about going to be actually seeing my cousin who lives out there too. So it's going to be very enjoyable. We love you guys. We love hanging out with you on our show. Rafi, I think we are all electing you as our question asker for next week. Oh wait, we had questions. A lot of people asked questions this week.
Yes, I think Elvis had a
So why
question.
don't we, next week we'll answer all those questions.
I
And
have
Rafi,
three
if
on
you
the
wanna
side. Yeah.
send in a question, we'll just answer a bunch of questions next week.
Yep.
All right. So
Thank you, everyone. And, we apologize for the days that we had to take off because one of us was sick. I know a lot of people will probably say, well, why didn't the other two just show up? But it's DNA. So
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
together. And, so thank you for being patient with us to come back with my last sickly self. And we love you guys, as always.
yes, and we do. And before we go, we're going to leave you with our now famous freestyle wish for you.
So we have to stay bold.
And always stay fierce.
And never forget to be freestyle. We love you all. We'll see you next Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time here on DNA
God
Freestyle.
willing.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Love you.
DNA Freestyle Living. Denine, Nyasia, and Giggles. Let's go.